Ferris Bueller's Day Off, best high school movie.
Dead Post Society.
No way. Matthew Broderick and Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Dude, Robin Williams. I don't even know
Guys,
that
guys. The best high school movie of all time. Sunday School Musical.
Seriously?
That is so fake.
Real.
Fake!
Hey, today we're going to talk about that on the UIC show.
Alrighty, welcome to the UIC show. We're so glad you're here. We are all about building next generation leaders. We're doing something fun today. We're continuing our theme of back to school, back to online school, who knows
Bible
what
and
school.
culture.
Yeah.
Yep.
We're talking about Bible and culture today as well. We're talking about high school movies and how what that has to do with the Bible. So, Jomel, what are we playing
Give us some
today?
instructions.
Awesome. Well, just like you said, our theme, back to school, we're going to continue that by playing a little game called Real or Fake High School Movie Edition. What I have in front of me is a list of 7 movie descriptions. Some of them are from real movies that you might have known or seen, and some of them are completely made up by our very own Tony Daskalakis, Tony, written by your very own Tony. And you guys are going to guess whether you think the movie is real or fake.
Sounds good.
Sounds good. I'm a little bit worried about what's going to be a consequence for those that get it wrong.
Oh, well, I'm so
Being
glad
how that
you
kind of
asked.
affects me more than other people in this room.
Those
You are
that get it
correct.
wrong.
Well, maybe today might be the day. Who knows? Well,
We keep hoping.
the way it's going to work is as I read the description, if you think you know it's real or fake, first person to buzz in gets to guess real or fake, and the other person is automatically locked into the opposite answer. I will finish the description, then share if it's real or fake. Whoever ends up with the most points is our real or fake high school edition champion, and the loser has a 2-part consequence. You guys ready for this?
I'm ready.
The first part of the consequence is that you must turn in your high school picture from your high school yearbook.
Oh, no.
And we scan it
Can
for
you
me.
even find that?
Bro, that is already a bad consequence. I had a fro mullet. I called it a hair mullet. It was like a hair helmet.
Mullet.
I know I'm
I
not
look-
supposed to have a bias, but now I really want you to lose.
Bro, I look like a Spartan warrior just with my hair.
And
Somehow I come up with all the points.
somehow Chris made this game up and all of the rules and wrote it himself.
Oh, man.
But the second part of the consequences, which I'm also looking forward to, is the movie that I mentioned in our hilarious, not scripted hook, Sunday School Musical.
Even better.
Even better, is a real movie. It is not made up. Here is the movie poster now. And the loser has
Where
to
can
watch
you even
it.
find that movie?
You could pull it up on Amazon, rent it for $4.
Oh,
I'll
all
pay
right.
for it.
Probably
That's how
on
much I want
Pureflix.
one of you to watch. Yeah, probably on Pureflix.
Bro,
Yeah,
I already had to watch Captain Marvel,
Hey,
so I think that you need to lose
I
this one.
watched.
Take
I
a loss
watched
for us,
Captain
bro.
Marvel that same week too.
You need to take a loss for me, bro.
Like I'm pretty sure it stars like a young Steven Crowder or something. And
Do you have to come back and report on the movie, or you just have
yes.
to watch
So
it?
what I want you to do is I want you to film your 30-second review of the 2008 rated G movie, Sunday School Musical, rated a 2.3 out of 10 on IMDb.
Wow.
So you know it's good.
Yeah, that's right.
So you
So
know
it's right
gonna
up
be
there
great.
above Solo, Star Wars
Exactly.
story.
So I'm looking forward to seeing that review, and we'll post that on our socials or something. We'll figure out something
Sweet.
for that.
Oh, heck.
Well, are you guys ready to play this game?
Ready.
I am. I'm excited.
Ready.
Awesome. Well, here is our very first movie. In this not-so-hit film from 2014, a group of 4 jocks accidentally start the zombie apocalypse after a failed experiment in lab class. What's your guess?
I'm gonna go because of the zombie. I think there was some more explanation there, but the whole zombie thing, I'm gonna go real. I
right.
don't know this movie, 4 jocks, zombie, whatever, but I'm going real because the whole zombie theme.
Going with real, Brent. That means that you're locked into the fake. Are you okay with that?
I'm going to have to be. I'm going with it. I'm
All
owning
right.
it because I don't know what real is, so I'm definitely thinking I don't know what
What
that
is real in this world?
I don't know what real is considered this.
Are you having an existential crisis right now?
I was just trying to think of what movie I would put that to because I was thinking
Okay.
iZombie's not new enough for that. I mean, it's not old enough for that, so I don't know. Possible.
It's probably
Sure.
way off the wall,
Okay.
the ones that are real. So
Well, let's hear the rest of the description. Now, the only way to save the school before the big homecoming game, and then the world, is to figure out where the experiment went wrong before all the nerds succumb to the zombie plague.
Oh, it's real.
We're locked in.
We're locked
We're
in.
locked
Chris
in.
is guessing real. Brent is stuck with fake. The first point goes to Brent. This movie was completely made up by Tony Daskalakis.
Dude, I would have watched that movie.
The genius mind of Tony.
The genius mind. Thank you, Tony.
That's
All right.
a movie that we'd all want to see.
I'm giving myself a 1.
There you go. 1 point for Brent. You guys ready for the next one?
I'm ready.
All right, here's your second movie. Releasing in 2003, this film follows a troubled youth whose family was cursed by a gypsy with bad luck 100 years ago.
Oh, dang it.
All right, Brent, you rung first.
Yeah, it's real.
That's real?
I know what this is.
Do you think you know what the movie is?
Do I get bonus points because I know
We
what this is?
didn't talk about bonus points. Cursed by a gypsy.
We didn't talk about bonus points, but I'll tell you what.
Dude, this is a
I
really
know
good
what movie this
If
is.
you buzz in real first and you name the movie, that's an extra half point.
Wow.
An extra half
point.
Can
Look
I
at
buzz
that.
in to get a half point here? I know what movie this is.
Nah,
Dang
you
it.
lost.
Brent got the first buzz.
I did get the first buzz, but the movie that I'm thinking is older than 2003. I was thinking there was a gypsy Zoltar, and the kid
Nope.
makes a.
By the way, I'm
guess
not
on it.
implying that this movie is real. I'm just trying to get some extra points.
Oh, I know this movie is real, though.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, no guess.
I
That's
don't- yeah, I
okay.
don't have
I think
that
we
one.
all
Well,
know
let me
this
finish
one.
the description.
It's holes.
Presently, though,
Yeah.
after being falsely accused of stealing some shoes,
It's holes.
It's holes.
this high schooler was sent to
LaBeouf.
camp in a dried-up desert
Dang it.
where campers are forced to dig
Oh, this is holes.
holes to
Shia
build
LaBeouf.
character. The movie
That's
is
true.
real.
0.5 point to me.
No,
Sweet onions and peach.
that's right. Good movie.
Oh,
Good
nice.
high school
Dang.
movie.
Nice.
But that's
What,
two.
what was
Shia
the one I was
LaBeouf.
what was the one I was thinking about with Zoltar, where he makes like a guess off of a gypsy, like a gypsy machine? Is it Big? It was Tom Hanks in Big.
Oh,
Zoltar.
It was like
Could
back
be.
in the 90s.
could be.
Maybe.
'Cause I knew it was older than that.
Yeah.
Where he, like-
Zoltar sounds like the
I
name
wasn't
of the
alive,
villain
so-
from Power Rangers.
No, it was like a gypsy machine. Like you go to a carnival and you put
Yeah.
money in, and then you ask a question, and it says yes or no.
Oh, I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, and I
don't
think it
remember
was
the
Big.
song.
I think he wanted to like be a kid again or be an adult. He wanted to be grown.
Yes.
So he was a little kid. It was Tom Hanks as a kid
Playing
but then
piano
he-
with his feet.
Yeah, yep, that was it.
Okay,
remember
yeah.
that.
Now
Not
it sounds
that
a little
movie.
familiar.
All right, let's keep going.
All right, you guys ready for the next
Yep,
movie?
I got 2 points.
Ouch.
All right, 2 points for Brent. Here's our third movie. In this wild flick from 1987, seniors from a small town high school haze 2 freshman sweethearts by enlisting them to steal a tranquilized rhino from a traveling circus for the greatest senior prank of all time.
I'm
Yes.
going to go fake.
You're going to go with fake?
Yeah.
All right, locked in. You are going with real?
I don't have a choice, but I was alive in '87, and I don't remember that movie.
You should have buzzed.
That was
Should've
that
buzzed in
movie.
real.
I was waiting until it
Let's
got.
call it rhino transplant.
If it's not already a real movie. Unbeknownst to them, this wasn't just any rhino, but Dahlia, the wild wonder, a cult animal celebrity whose loyal fans will stop at nothing to find and punish those responsible for taking the dear Dahlia.
That's a lot of explanation. You said
That's
fake.
a lot. I
I'm gonna
said
get a
fake.
point because I think it's gonna be real. That's too much
Yeah,
explanation.
That could be some Tony Fluff magic right
it could
there.
be. It could be. Tony,
Well,
don't film me,
maybe
bro.
you weren't paying attention to all the movies in 1987,
Because it
but
was
this
one.
movie, no, it's fake. Chris.
Yeah.
I was like,
That's
I
right.
think I would have heard about
Is
it.
it called rhino transplant?
Also a movie I would want to see.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
I think every movie here sounds like something
Yeah,
that needs to be said.
Tony's got the creative
You know,
juices
so when it
flowing.
gets so specific, you know it's gonna be a Tonyism.
When it's too
yeah,
specific.
when there's a female rhino
The
named
female-
Dahlia,
Female rhino
who's the
Dahlia.
cult following.
Hey, I think it's
Well
it's gonna
done,
be
bro.
a hit.
Okay.
We're gonna have to start directing some movies at the UIC show.
You got to direct that in an 87 feel too. So you can't give it
Yeah.
like the 2020, you know.
Yeah.
You got
Gotta go for, like, the Stranger
you gotta
Things.
Go, yeah, original. There you
I
go.
like it.
Stranger Things is great.
All right, another great high school show. But let's go ahead
Middle
I
and.
think it's middle school.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, they were
But
little
their
kids,
older
but now
siblings
they
are
got
in high
older.
school when it starts, so
Kind of counts. Kind of counts. That'll be the next debate episode. Is Stranger Things a high
We
school
could
movie?
call it coming of age, I guess, if you want it.
Coming of age tale.
All right, here's the next movie. In this timeless saga, a high schooler and a kooky senior citizen go on a bizarre, backwards adventure to a place he never thought possible. Now, the high schooler must play matchmaker while the geezer plays mechanic so they can go home, all the while haunted by their past. Failure on either of their parts will spell the end to life as they know it.
Is that the end of the description?
That is the end of the
Okay.
description.
I'm gonna go fake again.
Gonna go
I'm gonna
fake.
go true.
You can go true. All right.
Did we have a year on that?
No year.
Oh, okay.
But did you want to guess the name of the movie?
It doesn't fit, but I'm sticking with Up.
All right.
Up.
Because there's a high schooler and a kooky senior citizen.
Well, he's in
He's
elementary
definitely
school.
elementary or
Hey,
middle. He's a
don't
Boy Scout.
judge. He's
He's a Boy Scout, and he barely has any badges.
Yeah, that's right.
hey, he's a failed Boy Scout maybe, and maybe he's altitudinally challenged.
Yeah.
You don't know.
I have gotten
He's
called.
definitely horizontally challenged.
I've gotten called Russell from Up multiple times. Because he's a chubby Asian kid. And
Is he Asian?
if you look really close,
Yeah, oh,
there's
yeah,
like
he's
no
Asian.
doubt that he's like a
He's
part
Asian.
Asian. He's at least part Asian. All right, so we're locked in. We
Fake.
got Chris saying fake,
saying
Brent saying
real.
real, but he doesn't know what movie it is. Boys, that movie is Back to the Future.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah.
I thought you were gonna get it because you were talking about Back to the
that
Future
makes
during
sense.
our
was,
break.
I
Yeah,
was, I
but
was.
then the description just
The
threw me
description,
off.
but I got Kooky Professor, and
Yep.
then the
Yeah.
opposite roles.
Well, that's the way that he wrote it. Like,
Yeah.
I'll read it one more time.
understand.
And then, in a timeless saga, there's a lot of hints. In a
Yeah,
timeless saga,
yeah.
a high schooler and his kooky senior citizen go on a bizarre, backwards adventure
Yeah.
to a place he never
I should have
thought.
known.
So,
Good job,
anyways,
Tony. Well
good job,
done.
Tony. Well
Wow.
done. But Brent, you're
Shit.
up 3-1.
I'm a failure.
Oh yeah, I got one extra point.
All right, you guys ready?
Brent. Ooh.
Here's our next
This could be
movie.
Brent's victory here.
In this modern high school drama, it's boring business as usual until the president of the science, chess, video game, and mathlete clubs finds a way to create a virtual reality hangout space where their fellow students can do whatever they want without the school faculty bearing down on them. In this lawless, be who you want, have what you want, do what you want utopia.
False.
Okay, going with false.
There is too many descriptions.
Chris, you're going with real. Do you
That
want to
is-
guess
that
what movie
is
this
the
is?
movie title.
At Breakfast Club. I don't know.
I don't
I
think
have
he's
no
ever
idea.
seen Breakfast Club.
pretty sure not.
I'm just
I'm
throwing
just
it
kidding.
out there.
All right, well, good guess. Let's see what happens.
He's locked in.
In this lawless, be who you want, have what you want, do what you want utopia, these high schoolers earn a new appreciation for authority when they suddenly can't leave. That movie is made up by Tony.
That's false.
Wow.
That's a great movie, bro. I would totally watch your movie.
That sounds like a, yeah.
When I started hearing it, I was like, I would watch that.
What a
That
good
sounds
movie.
enthralling.
All right, now let's come up with a good name. What's the name for this movie?
It kind of sounds like Sword Art Online. Which
It
is
does sound like Sword
because
Art
you're
Online,
stuck
yeah.
in a video game and you got unlimited playability, but you're stuck and they're actually in hot. I don't want to ruin it for you. If you're not into anime, it's like one of the only animes it kind
How
of got
about
me in the door.
Spoiler alert. Jeez.
Virtual Times at Richmond High.
That's all the drugs. That's all the drug references of
That's hilarious.
virtual times at Sword Art Online.
Oh wow.
Brent is up by 4 points.
Well,
So-
he's up by 3.
Up by 3, sorry.
4 to
So,
1.
As per usual, let's do this. The next 2 questions worth the double. Is that
I like
you
it.
concede to that, Brent?
Fine, I'm a benevolent winner. Unlike what has happened to me the last 3
Hey,
months.
hey.
I don't know if you can call yourself a
I'm-
winner yet.
I'm
Yeah, that's
benevolent.
true.
All right,
It's
you guys
fine.
ready?
Yeah.
Here's your next movie. In this family flick, a busybody mom and her rebellious daughter are as different as they come. But after eating some bad Chinese food, everything changes when they switch. Ooh,
my gosh.
that was spinaltaneous.
Simultaneous.
I need
definitely.
a rock, paper, scissors
Yeah, that was
because of how spinaltaneous that was.
was-
rock paper scissors or rock paper scissors
Shoot. Shoot.
So there's 4.
Yeah.
All right,
paper,
Rock,
add
paper,
dramatic
scissors.
music now.
Are we doing best of 3?
No, just one.
Sing
Sudden
around.
death.
All right, dramatic music. Ready.
Oh.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Ooh, go again.
Nice.
Ready. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Ooh, Chris got
Chris.
it with it. Paper over
Nice.
rock.
Chris,
I'm gonna go real.
do you know the name of this
13
movie?
Going on 30.
Okay.
Oh.
I'm going with Freaky Friday.
Oh, that's what it
You're
is.
stuck with fake. But let's finish. After eating some bad Chinese food, everything changes when they switch outfits. Fortunately, you can learn a lot from walking a mile in someone else's shoes. This movie was in fact Freaky Friday.
Oh, okay.
But no point for Brent.
Which one is 13 going on 30?
That's I don't
Is
remember.
that? I think that
13
might be
going
the.
on 30?
I think that might be the guy version of it.
No, I think it's still a girl.
Doesn't matter. What matters is I got 2 points.
There you go.
Well,
so you're back into it.
And I'm thinking that since he missed the extra point, but then I got the extra point, I should get
Hey,
that.
hey, I got holes though, so we're at a wash.
Yeah,
very
that's a
true.
wash. Yeah,
That is true. He did say
not
holes.
getting to say real first, but knowing the name of the movie does not count. But this is worth
for
double.
all the marbles here.
This is all the marbles.
All the marbles.
It's
Brent,
4-3.
Yep,
All right.
all the marbles.
here we go. In this critically acclaimed film, a closeted high school misfit is thrust onto a class field trip after a world calamity. On this field trip, he will have to balance his personal life and personal responsibility.
Oh, I know what it is. Dang it.
Yep, true.
What's the name of the movie?
Spider-Man, Far From Home.
On this field trip, he will have to balance his personal life and personal responsibilities as national security is under threat by a man wearing a fishbowl and his robot friends.
Dang it.
This is, in fact, Spider-Man
Dang
Far
it.
From Home. Ladies and gentlemen, we finally have
Brent is our winner.
Can we at
a
least
new winner.
Can we at least see the mullet? What'd you call it?
No.
Hey, we'll have
the
to
hair
say that for
mullet is
another
gone.
consequence.
Maybe another day.
You guys can keep adding that to everyone because I'm bound to lose
That's
next
Bound
week.
to lose eventually.
Yeah, next week probably.
It's just every week is just a different high
We
school
saw
picture.
that movie
Here's the
opening night.
consequences, And your consequent, Brent, is bringing the mullet pit.
Chris, can you describe what your high school picture looked like?
I also had a furrow. It wasn't a mullet though, and a mustache.
Well-
so
Whoa, we weren't allowed to have facial hair at Christian schools.
well,
Because apparently Christians don't have facial hair.
I guess not.
Same as the college I went to. But
Is that weird?
Jesus obviously was clean shaven.
I was
No.
a special Christian because I wasn't capable of that sin.
Wait, we're not saying sin. We're saying infraction.
No.
Well, we're going to see Chris's high school picture on our screen right now.
Yeah!
Such a great photo.
Oh, good one, Chris.
I just pat him on the head.
I'm sure there are
I'm gonna
fans
go
that are
home
like,
and
they
cry.
haven't seen it. Why are they reacting to
Your
it?
fro rivaled mine.
There were two that I should have known. 3 that I should have known. I feel ashamed.
It's okay. It's okay. Well,
Well,
you know,
the mighty have fallen.
the mighty have fallen. After an X amount of episode win streak, we have a new winner. And don't forget, sometime this week, Chris, I need you to watch Sunday School Musical.
yeah.
I'll watch it with you. My wife and I will help.
Help. That's true.
Sharing the pain.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
right.
it's always easy to
Captain
make.
Marvel.
You can
I shared on the
you
Captain
can
Marvel
laugh at
thing.
it with your friends.
Of
you
course.
Know. You know what would be hilarious? If Chris ends up really liking Sunday School Musical.
Guys, Sunday School Musical.
It's the best movie. I like it better than Dead Poet Society.
He
No, that
comes
was your
back
movie.
like singing the songs. Get your head in the Bible. Get your head in the Bible.
All right, true story. There is another cheesy
that level of
church
cringe?
movie that at my last church, if anybody's watching from my last church, you will know it. We found it and we started watching it. It became a cult classic for our college group.
Oh, yeah.
And we would watch it every time. It's called Baptist at Our Barbecue.
Oh wow.
And it is truly terrible.
What a name. What a
Baptist
name.
at our
It's
barbecue.
Baptists that move into like a community of like I don't know. I want to say like Jehovah's Witnesses or something. And so they're the only Baptists in the place, but they've got this barbecue in the community, and it's just kind of awkward. It's
They
weird.
just have to
That
hide all the
sounds
beer.
really cringy.
yeah,
That-
it's
yeah.
cringy. It's way cringy.
That's funny.
Check it out.
I don't even use that word.
That sounds good. Maybe,
Well,
maybe the loser next week can watch
to
it.
bring it back to
Something valuable.
Yeah, with some value. I got a verse here. We're talking about coming of age, high school movies, and we're talking about growing up and how society sees it and how the church sees it. Paul says this in 1 Corinthians 13:11. He says, "When I was a child, I spoke like a child, I thought like a child, I reasoned like a child. When I became a man, I gave up childish ways." And then in Matthew 19:14, Jesus says, "Let the children come to me and do not hinder them, for the kingdom of God belongs to such as these." So the Bible has this principle of childlike faith, but not a childish faith. So coming of age, when you grow up, you have to put away the childish things, but still keep that childlike faith. And, you know, we can talk about movies in general, but the coming of age, that's what I got. And I know you had a verse potentially, too?
Yeah,
or?
I had a couple of verses. I've since taken some of those off the table because they weren't appropriate. They were way too Old Testament. But I did find an Old Testament verse for Jesse. It says this. It says in 1 Samuel 17:23. It said, "And Saul replied, 'You are not able to go out against this Philistine and fight him. You are only a young man, and he has been a warrior since his youth. So the reason why I brought that verse up is to think two things. Number one, David was so young, and all the men cowered, and it took the courage of a teenager to say, I'm not going to let the Lord God, my Lord God, be spoken of such defiled, by these pagans. I'm going to actually go out and do something. And then Saul, obviously, trying to save face a little bit, like, hey, young boy, you can't go out there. Yeah. But then they says this of Goliath, this man has been a warrior from his youth. And so I was just kind of thinking, like, if he started at that age, at what point, is it because that he's been a warrior for 20 years and that's why he doesn't want him to fight? Because it seems like there was people that went out to go start fighting in their youth. Yeah. But to take an inexperienced person to an MMA, fighter, that could probably be a loss on the way. Yeah. But anyway, I was just thinking about that. Like, sometimes it takes the voice of the young to talk to those that used to be young and used to be bold and used to be courageous, but sometimes we get a little bit stagnant and a little bit more set in our ways. And so it's been good to have a young perspective. Yeah. And so I think even in our youth groups, it's good because we need to hear the voices of our students, because our students have a perspective, and they might not have necessarily the same amount of wisdom or depth of understanding, but they might have the courageousness, they might have the boldness, and they might have that childlikeness where they're thinking about God in a way that we're not. And so I think it's necessary to kind of synthesize both the old and the young. So
that's good.
Anyway.
Yeah. Another thing I wanted to talk about with the high school movie theme and with high schoolers that we deal with is in our culture, adulthood has been pushed back further and further. I heard some statistics that like men are getting married at 30 now and women are getting married. The average age is like 27 or 28. And we keep pushing back adulthood. And there's this kind of just squishy amoebus like childhood, teenage, young adult phase. When you see David, right, you see David jumping into the fray as a young boy. And so we as a culture, as a nation, as a church, we need to build up the children in our church so that they become young men and women of God. So, Jomel, anything you had on the topic?
Yeah, just one little thought. I mean, I know it's kind of silly hearing youth pastors talk about these silly movies like Spider-Man and Freaky Friday and all the other cool ones that Tony made up. But I think one thing that people might ask is, like, what's the value of watching a high school movie? And, of course, some high school movies, do have bad content and stuff that as Christians we'd say that's not edifying, but for movies like Holes and Spider-Man, I would say that there is a thought to be said about there is a value to be had in us, because high school doesn't look the same when I watch a high school movie in 2020 as the high school movies that came out when I was in high school in 2008, or the high school movies that came out when Chris was in high school, or the high school
in the 80s. I know where this is going.
I don't know if there was film back then or if there was color.
Did they have high school?
We did have high schools. Yes, we met in one church building all together.
But you know what I mean? Like as time changes,
it's like Hogwarts.
I would,
Little House on the Prairie.
Yeah, there is a little house. My point is there is value in understanding different generations. Like we were just talking a few minutes before we were recording that like the language that some kids use nowadays and words they use. For us, and I'm not that much older than a high schooler, but like there are some things that I feel like I'm speaking a different language when I hear high schoolers, and I would say that there is a little bit of value in watching things like this and trying to understand and see like, okay, like where they're coming from, written in this high school perspective. Now, of course, some movies are just like really poorly written and don't look realistic at all.
Sunday school musical.
Hey,
we don't know yet. We'll find out this week.
Yeah.
Check back with us.
Check back when you're the biggest fan and you come back with a Sunday school musical shirt.
That would be hilarious. I think he has to wear that.
But, again, just like everything else, all the other Bible and culture things that we do, right? We talk about Star Wars and Batman. Doesn't mean it's all good and holy, but there is value to be sought in testing every spirit and looking into things and saying, is there anything that could help me understand people better?
That's good.
So,
well, and I also think a couple years ago, I'm thinking back, we had a staff member that was avidly watching a series that a lot of people in the church were kind of against. Mm-hmm. But most all of our kids or our youth at least in an urban context, were watching 13 Reasons.
Yeah.
And I remember a lot of people stayed away from it, but I think there's value in talking about those things. If the kids are already watching the content, then you should put some biblical content next to it so that they can at least see. Because here's the problem. If we're only talking about church and church time, and the rest of their world, however many hundreds of hours in the week, they're getting not Bible time, they can develop a very fragmented sense of reality. And so I think that when you take that and you're able to sit down with it and say, here's the principles as taught by this very popular thing, what does the Bible have to say about those things? And you're able to show the juxtaposition of the word to it, then people can see there's a lostness in the world, and there's a way that leads to death, but there's a way that leads to life. And I think the church misses out when we don't talk about those things. And I think our kids are waiting for somebody to step up and say something. They like controversy. They like people to stand up in the face of everything else that's going on. And so even if they disagree with you, they want you to know that you've got enough, you got enough to stand up for your beliefs. So.
I agree 1,000%. I remember when that movie came out, like granted, that movie is full of a lot of bad things. But I did see a few episodes, and I don't regret the value in seeing what all the kids in my youth group were watching and talking about for that very reason. So again, like with a grain of salt, of course, like everything I would look into.
You gotta take in whatever your convictions are. I'm just saying that when my kids are talking about it in youth group, and then I want to be able to bring something that's relevant. I want to bring the Word of God to their relevant cultural situation. I already understand the Word. So if I understand the Word, but I don't understand their world, then it's kind of hard to put those things together sometimes. So
absolutely,
it led to some great conversation, and we disagreed, but I had some kids that were very disturbed, and they needed to hear the truth of Scripture.
A conversation with disagreement is better than no conversation at all.
I would say so.
Yeah.
So
agreed.
Well, that's all I had to say, Chris.
I'm good. You want to close it out?
Sure, I'm good.
Big winner.
Yeah, big winner.
Big winner.
I like that.
Winner again.
Well, thanks for watching us at the UIC show. Please feel free to comment, to ring the bell, subscribe to our channel, share us with other people. If you got information you want to convey back and forth, we welcome your questions. If you got ideas for future content, we'd love to hear it. And so check us out at UIC show.
UIC.org.
UIC.org. And they can email us at
podcast@UIC.org.
So thanks a lot for coming. Thanks, Jesse. Thanks, everybody, for making it happen.
And I hope you're watching this on the UIC Show YouTube channel. If you're watching this on the Urban Youth Collaborative YouTube channel, thank you for watching. But go ahead and hop onto the other channel and subscribe to that one, because in a few weeks, that will be the only channel that we're going to upload on. So
Word.
Either way, we're glad that you're watching. Cornbread.
Dopey-dopey-dopey.
Jesse didn't say anything. You gotta say it, bro. You gotta say something.
Give you like a second.
It's too late.
I was waiting.
All right. Good episode.
Yeah.